Thanks once more, and we will continue sharing those. Right, we're going to take you to China now, where China has announced a new 10-point plan partnership action to support Africa. The announcement was made by the Chinese President Xi Jinping at the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing. Now, the partnership action is a response to concerns that were raised by African countries. African leaders who attended the summit welcomed the new initiatives, and our international editor, Sophie Mokoena, is there, and we're going to cross to her now in Beijing. Sophie, good morning, afternoon it should be on your side, but of course much anticipation about what is happening, and of course just some of the developments there. Please talk to us about President Xi and what he had to say.
Yes, Sakina, this morning the president of China, Xi Jinping, announced what he calls the partnership path, it's 10-point plan, where he outlined what China is going to do for the continent. I think for me what I think was important, it is when he spoke about point number 3, where he spoke about China having taken a decision that all countries that have got embassies in China or diplomatic relations with China, they are going to remove tariffs. And also he spoke about agriculture. You know that there were challenges in relation to export of agricultural products to China. It looks like they have found a way to ensure that Africa is able to export more agricultural products to China. The other important issue, the commitment and the announcement that he is going to support the initiative to assist Africa to be able to be in a position where it is competitive in relation to technology. The other important issue is training of particularly healthcare sector, and also support for healthcare services. In response, the heads of state and government from the continent, not all of them, of course, accepted and also thank President Ping in terms of this new approach to the relationship. You know that African countries were complaining that the trade between Africa and China is skewed in favor of China. And those interventions that President Xi Jinping announced were aimed at ensuring that you are able to address that trade deficit. The other important issue is that he was quite hard on the West, saying that modernization of the West has led to a situation where the developing countries were left behind, and what you see in those countries is just misery, particularly after the Second World War. And the other important speaker was the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, talking about the developing countries that are still struggling, calling for them, and also pushing for countries to continue to support multilateralism. President Ramaphosa saying that they will continue to have strong relationship with China, and he spoke about the one policy of China, saying that there's only one China. I think he was responding to current critics that there are countries that are drifting towards having strong relationship with Taiwan, and I think the president took this opportunity to set the record straight in terms of the South African foreign policy on China. You know that some of the opposition in South Africa, they do support Taiwan, and the absence of King Mswati perhaps had to do with that issue of Taiwan. But later today, we will be speaking to President Ramaphosa just to get a wrap from him in terms of all what transpired here in China and whether he's happy, particularly on those issues that South Africa had raised, the issue of tariffs, the issue of trade balance, and also the issue of ensuring that you fast-track assistance to Africa in relation to energy sector. Back to you in studio.
Well, thank you so much, Sophie Mokoena, SABC's international editor, live there from Beijing at the FOCAC Summit. And of course, she'll make sure that we are up to speed with all of the developments there.